So I'm a massive fan of the old swings. When I say old, we're talking Hogan, Nicholas, Palmer, you know, that sort of style. I mean, even going back to Bobby Jones, you got to check out the moves that they've got going on, because they had no technology. They figured out how to swing back then, and the way they actually swung was really, really efficient. And everybody can do it. I can do it, you can do it, kids can do it. You know, if you're 70, 80 years old, you should be doing it, because it's a lot more efficient on your body. Now, the past 2 years, I've been going a little bit deeper into the golf instruction, you know, trying to find answers, and that's why I went into 3D to have a look at the swing under a magnifying glass, so I could pick out some stuff. And it was really interesting what I found. There's a lot of stuff that the top players in the world of today, such as Rory McIlroy, well, he's struggling a bit at the moment, but he'll get it back. Ian Poulter, Ricky Fowler, Bryson DeChambeau, Greg Norman, they're all doing some similar moves. Okay, how they turn their shoulders, how they shift their weight or their pelvis. They're doing some really similar stuff, and you need to do it as well. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this little concept of the golf swing that I've got in my head. Well, it's not in my head. I've talked about it before in all my other videos. You know, if you go and check out my YouTube channel, have a look at some of the stuff I talk about, the slingshot action, the counterbalance golf swing, and just look at all the stuff I did in 3D, because you'll see me analysing what the best ball strikers do and how you're able to do exactly the same as what they're doing and develop a swing that's consistent. So when you have, you know, the winter off, if you can't play over the winter, the swing that I'm going to talk about now is going to be a swing that you're going to get back within a few shots. And, you know, I'm not joking about this, I'm serious, because it works. Because I've got my ball striking back doing exactly this. You know, I lost my swing a while back, you know, following all of the new models that have been coming out, so-called moves you should be making. But we knew what the golf swing was back, you know, in the 80s and before that. You know, after that period, sort of early mid-90s, everything just started going downhill. You know, there was a lot of stuff being talked about that didn't really have any backup, and that's why we're sort of in a situation where there's not, you know, the standard of golf is pretty poor. People are not improving because they're not using the body properly. They're not using physics to power the golf club and square it consistently on the ball with effortless speed. So I did a good video talking about the shoulder movement in the golf swing. There was a picture of Arnold Palmer on the front. I chose Arnold because, you know, what a great ball striker. You know, he used to smash it, didn't he? And if you actually watch some of his swings, you're going to see his shoulders. When he turns, they turn very, very steep in relation to the ground. So his left shoulder or his left side would just drop down as he swings back. Left knee, left hip, left shoulder. He'd drop down, he'd shift his weight, or he'd lean into the shot. So he'd be like this, and then he'd pull the club down. You'd see him in there like all the other great golfers do, and then you'd see him explode and thrust his body up on the way through. That's how we're designed to move. So I'm going to talk you through it. You know, check out my steps videos, have a look at how to set up as well. But what you need to feel, your first move on the backswing, is you need to feel your left shoulder drop, the whole of your left side. You almost want to feel it drop to the floor. And I get the feeling that I'm trying to point my left shoulder to the ball and get my left shoulder, left knee pretty much in line together. That's where I want to be. Okay, as you can see, when I swing back, there. So you could get a club on your shoulders, get a ball in position, and then just make that turn, point your club to the floor. It's going to help you turn going back. Your hips are going to open out a lot easier doing it that way, and you're leaning into the target. And like what's been said, your spine, when you set up, will be pretty much vertical. You'll see that in my 3D videos. There's no real tilt, maybe a slight one with the driver, but pretty much vertical. And then on the backswing, especially someone like Garcia, even McIlroy, well, they all do it, even McIlroy does it, and Poulter, as they swing back, the left side shrinks, and then the spine tilts to the target. It doesn't tilt away from it, it tilts towards it this way. So as they're doing that move, as that left shoulder, left knee, left side goes down, and the spine tilts, or they lean into the shot, that's probably the best way to describe it. Imagine a wall up my left side here, and you know, you could stand next to a wall with or without a club, and then what you want to do is almost feel as though when you swing back, as that left side drops down, try and get your back into the wall. So you're trying to lean into it with your back, and as that's going on, as you're transitioning and leaning into it, moving towards the target, not rotating, that's giving you time to get the hands and arms down quickly. You've got to get them down quick. When you look at my 3D analysis, you know, there's some there where I highlight the hand speed, and we can see it goes from pretty much 0 at the top of the swing, and then it accelerates quickly to about 25 mile an hour from the top of the swing to mid down. So the hands are moving, hands and arms are moving quickly first. That's the first move. And then, you know, once they're down in that slot there, and the release starts to happen once you're in the right delivery position, the hands slow down then. So the hands and arms, as the energy transfers into the club, slow down as a result of that release. So it's really important to feel those moves, get the shoulders turning down to the ground, lean into it, and as you're leaning into it, pull, get the arms down as quick as you can. If you get them down quick and tuck them in, your hips will turn for free, because as you tuck your arms in tight to your body, just like an ice skater, you'll rotate. That's the physics. You don't need to rotate your hips or try and think about it. It just happens as a result of the physics of the golf swing. So we get to the top, we're leaning in, we're pulling the arms down. Don't make the mistake of opening your shoulders too soon. So if you slice the ball or just hit it poor, full stop, chances are when you get to the top, as you transition, rather than getting your arms down, you start turning, you start opening your body too soon. So you can see what happens there as the arms and club move out. So from there, it's very difficult to hit a ball. Well, I say that your body will always find a way of doing that, but what you're going to find if you start down with shoulders first, there's a lot of manipulation, such as this early extension, hips thrusting forward and flipping stuff, cutting across the ball. That's where it comes from starting down with the shoulders. So if you can get to the top, as I've talked about, when you transition, pull the arms down as quick as you can. You know, you're trying to feel like you're almost tucking your hands into your leg here. Get the right elbow, tuck that into your right side as well. Get the arms in close, because you're going to spin like an ice skater. That's the best feeling ever, because once you transitioned, you're down into the slot. From there, your hips are on auto turn, your whole swing's on autopilot, and you'll feel the weight, you'll feel the G-force in the club head. You'll feel that you're being pulled around rather than trying to, you know, manipulate the shot. So the feeling to be a little bit like a hammer thrower in athletics, where they're spinning that steel ball around. So as they build up the momentum from the rotation, at some point then the ball is then pulling the athlete around in a circle, and that's how it works. So you've got to get from the top, you know, get those key moves that I've seen on the players, get the shoulders turning steep, lean into the shot. When the shoulders turn steep, that automatically gives you the spine tilt that I'm talking about. If your shoulders turn level, which is the mistake a lot of you make when you swing back, your shoulders turn level, that will make your spine go more this way, which is not good. You don't want to be in this position, level shoulder turn, because then you've got to get yourself back. Yeah, so if you've got this level shoulder turn and you're trying to hit that ball over there, that's the only way you can do it. That's a bad delivery position. You'll never hit it straight. So get to the top, in position, push in, lean into the target, arms and club down quick, pull straight down. You've got to get the hands going from 0 when they stop, and then you've got to get them moving up to 25 mile an hour quick. Doesn't seem quick, but it is for the hands. And then get them down into the delivery position here, with the shafts parallel with your feet. When you transition, pulling the arms down, what we're going to see is the shaft in a neutral position, 45 degrees, perfect. A little bit either side, you're still going to hit good shots. Too much either side, steep, like a lot of you, are going to struggle, slices. Too shallow, too flat, you're going to struggle, hooks and stuff. So we can get somewhere close to that, which you can, as long as you don't allow these to get in there too soon. So get in that position, and then from there you're in the perfect delivery position, and from here it's just a free turn. You know, you activate the GForce shaft properly, it unloads, it squares the face, you're going to hit it straight. If you're not hitting it straight, you know, you've got two issues. You've either got the transition issue, opening the shoulders too soon, so you need to video yourself and check that out. Make sure you can feel like your back stays to the target as you bring the club down. That's the feeling I get. Back to the target, back to the target. Hands coming underneath my chest. Okay, not out in front. Okay, we've got to get the hands underneath the chest, and then from there, this is exaggerated, but from there you can see away from the inside. So if you're slicing the ball, you're going to go from a slice quickly to probably a block to start with, because you're so far at the opposite end of the scale. You've been swinging here all your life, now you're here, so you're going to block it, but then give it time, practice, you're going to strike it and hit it a lot straighter. You know, once you're in that delivery position, from there you just turn through, that's it. You know, this obviously helps for rhythm and tempo. You know, if you're a beginner player, you've got to develop that first. Nice smooth actions back and through. But it's not just that, you know, it's so much more than that. And that's why Pete Cowan uses it with all of his players. It's his best training tool. He understands how the shaft works, and you know, that's what I'm getting across to you, how it works and how it's going to help you get the club in the correct delivery position. You get more speed, better contacts, more control, more predictability. But I suppose the main thing is hitting the ball out the middle of the club face, because when I hit my first shot ever, you never forget your first shot ever. You know, that feeling you get when you hit the golf ball and the ball flies up in the air, it's best feeling ever. Okay, and that's what we need to do for you. We've got to get you striking the ball at the middle of the club face first, consistently, because once you can do that, which is all down to how you deliver the club to the ball, once you can do that, you know, you're going to be able to do it consistently and play great golf. So those are the moves. Keep your practice simple, don't overcrowd your mind. Left shoulder down, lean in, pull the arms into the body, okay? And then from there, you'll just automatically turn out of the way. Solid. And for such a flexible shaft, you know, you can hit the ball straight, you can hit it as far, if not further, than the normal club, because if you unload the shaft properly, it works like a bow and arrow. You know, if you're firing an arrow, you want to make sure that your bow is going to flex, okay? Because then if you can unload it, unload the shaft, you get more club head speed and you square the club face up. So it's really going to help you be your own coach along with these videos. If you got any questions along the way, or you need some help using the swing trainer, pop onto the GForce Golf website, just click the messenger, leave a message, and I'll get back to you within 12 hours with an answer. So if you got any type of shot that you're hitting with the swing trainer and you want some answers for it, please get in touch. I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.